Hello and welcome to Isaan Flicks. It looks like it's going to be another wet and rainy day over Isaan here in the northeast of Thailand. However, rainfall is never guaranteed and weather forecasters do get it wrong at times, right? The sky at the moment does look like the clouds are full and ready to drop rain on us eventually. But have you ever thought about if it didn't rain again and what would happen? Not a problem, some people would think, as the earth is covered with water. But most of that water, some 97%, is salty seawater, which is useless to us human beings and most land-dwelling plants and animals. Some people might say there are plenty of fresh water lakes and rivers, but water is not endless and water does evaporate. So without any rainfall to replenish our rivers and oceans, they would start to go dry until no water was left. It is said that rain started to fall on Earth some 2.8 billion years ago. So, how long could we survive without rain? Something no one would ever think about, right? So let us try to imagine a world without rain. For a start, it would not be quite so green. Without any rain, all vegetation would quickly die out. Just think about that. No more fruit and vegetables. This would, of course, complicate things for anything that eats. This would mean animals that feed on plants will no longer have anything to eat and would soon starve to death. And without oceans and rivers, marine life would cease to exist. At this point, humans will have nothing to eat. It is said without water, an average person can live a little more than 3 days. Even if humans had stocked up on food to last for a while, they would die of dehydration. If rain ceased to fall, people would drop like flies thanks to the rampant diseases that will be spreading across the globe. And then, of course, without plants to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, there would be no oxygen to breathe. On top of providing us with the air we breathe, plants and trees protect us from the sun and harmful winds. Without these protectors, the Earth's temperature would rise very quickly. According to some scientists' estimates, temperatures would increase annually by as much as 36 degrees Celsius. Our world would be on fire, literally. A thick layer of oxidized dust would settle over everything gradually. Our world would take on a reddish tint. If that sounds familiar, that is because we may as well be discussing the planet Mars. Does not bear thinking about, does it? However, today I would just like to emphasize how important plants and trees are to our planet, and that we should look after them, as without them we will find it very difficult to live a healthy life. And I have to say, we humans are polluting our planet with leaving rubbish everywhere we go. Polluting the streets of towns and cities, the countryside, rivers, beaches and oceans with discarded food wrappers, plastic bags, tins and bottles. Please take a minute to think about the damage we cause by clogging up drainage pipes, canals, and the harm plastic rubbish especially causes to wildlife, birds, insects, fish and sea creatures. The next time you forget to dispose of your garbage properly. It is not difficult to put all your rubbish into a bag and take it home, or dispose of it into proper garbage bins so it can be disposed of properly. Such a simple task, in my opinion, and plain common sense. However, there lies the real problem. Sense is not common, and disposing of garbage is a task, a job, or work even. This reminds me. Once upon a time, there were 4 people. Everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was an important job to be done. Everybody was convinced somebody would do it. Somebody was angry because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought that anybody could do it. In the end, everybody blamed somebody, when nobody did what anybody could have done. Please think about that for a minute. A leaderless group of individuals, no one able to use their initiative, to take responsibility for their own actions. That about sums it up. Attitude of, or lack of one. I shall leave that for you to decide. Now back to the rain. It didn't rain after all, even though we had thick dark grey to very dark black clouds overhead all day. As I said, rain is never guaranteed. The rainy or monsoon season in Thailand occurs between July and October. The rains in the first few months are heavy but inconsistent, lasting just a few hours, whereas towards the end they become more persistent. There are 2 separate monsoon seasons. The southwest monsoon season between June and October affects the northern, central and southwestern parts of the country, while between October and December it's the southeastern coast and the Gulf of Thailand that receive most of the rain. So it is from July to October when most of Thailand's annual rainfall is accumulated, and flooding can ravage the country. And also the humidity averages just about 90%, with temperatures averaging around 29–30 degrees Celsius in a very wet and rainy environment. So, does it rain every day in Thailand? The short answer is no. However, in most places it rarely rains all day. The days are warm and sunny most of the time. Then when it does rain, it is in short and sharp storms. Rains usually last around 1 or 2 hours at a predictable time, usually in the afternoon or early evenings. Nevertheless, they could also last all night, as it did last night. In fact, we have had rain almost continually for the last 36 hours. However, that is not the norm, as this was due to a recent typhoon which affected parts of China, Hong Kong and Vietnam. Well, that's it for today's video. Enough of my moaning and preaching, or is it just my common sense? Whatever. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave me a comment, but better still, please subscribe to the channel to ensure you do not miss out on our other videos. That's it. Until my next video, stay safe, keep dry, and it's a very goodbye from me. Bye-bye.